Hello everyone, this is AgentRuss and welcome back to the channel. We already have a universal interaction rule. Get close, press E, emit an interaction event. In this episode, we will plug item pickups into that same pipeline and build an inventory foundation. The goal is clean architecture. Interaction doesn't know what items are, and inventory doesn't know what input is. Systems just publish facts and other systems react. First, we are going to add new event types. Let's go to event types file. Inside this file, we are going to have event pickup and event inventory changed. Pickups will publish a pickup event, inventory will consume it, and then publish inventory change so UI can update without coupling. Next, we are going to create another component. We are going to call this component pickup.js. To create this class, we are going to type export class pickup extend component constructor. And inside here, we're going to say item ID equals coin amount equals 1. Then in here, we will call super. And after super, we will say this dot item ID equals item ID. This dot amount equals amount. And after this, we're going to make a comment here. Let's say once picked up, we mark it collected, so it can't be picked twice. And for that, we will say this dot collected equals false. Pickup is pure data. What item is this and how many? We also track collected so the entity becomes inert after pickup. Next, we are going to create the inventory component. So for that, we will create a new file and we are going to call this file inventory.js. And to create this class, we will say export class inventory extend component constructor. We'll call super. This dot items equals empty. So let's make some comments here to make it clear. So this is a simple foundation, item ID and count. So we will use a plain object for easy serialization later. Our first inventory is intentionally simple, a dictionary of item counts. Later we will expand this into stacks, equipment slots, weight, etc. Next we are going to head over to PickupFactory. Inside here we're going to import inventory. Then we are going to scroll down and right here we can add world.add component and we are going to add the new inventory. Inventory belongs on the player entity. Systems will mutate it only through events, not through direct calls. Next we are going to create the PickupFactory. So let's create a new file and we're going to call this file PickupFactory.js. And this file will import 3, transform, mesh, pickup and interactable. After that, we are going to create the pickup function. So we're going to say export function, create pickup, and it will have world, scene, and now we're going to have an object here. And for that, we're going to say x is equals 0, y is equals 0.25, z is equals 0. And now we'll say item ID equals coin, amount equals 1, radius equals 1.25, and prompt equals press E to pick up. Then we can create the entity by saying constant E equals world.createEntity, world.add component, new transform with X, Y, and Z, world.add component, new pickup with item ID and amount, world.add component, new interactable with radius and prompt. Then we need to make a simple visible marker. So let's make a comment here, say simple visible marker mesh. And this is going to be the teaching version as well. Then we can say constant geometry equals new 3.icosahedron geometry. And inside here we can say 0.18 and 0. Then we need the material, constant material equals new 3.mesh standard material. Constant M equals new 3.mesh and we will pass the geometry and the material. M.position.set x, y, and z. M.cast shadow equals true. M.receive shadow equals true. Then we can add the mesh to scene. So we're going to say scene.add and we'll pass the M. After that, we can also add this to world. We will say world.add component, new mesh, M. And finally, we can return the entity, return E. So this creates a gameplay entity plus a mesh marker. The mesh is in the pickup. The pickup component is the pickup. The mesh is just the visual representation. Next, we are going to create the pickup system. So under systems folder, we will create a new file and we're going to call this file PickupSystem.js. This file will import system, pickup, mesh, interactable, event interact, and event pickup. Then we can go ahead and create the class by typing export class PickupSystem extends system. We're going to have update function. And inside the update function, we can say constant interactions equals world.events.consume. It will have event interact. If interactions.length is 0, we're going to return. And after that, we need a for loop. We're going to say for constant event of interactions, constant interactor equals event.interactor, constant target equals event.target, constant pickup equals world.getComponent with target and pickup. If it's not pickup, continue. And we also need to make a safeguard so it doesn't double pickup. So let's make a comment here, say prevent double pickup. So we'll say if pickup.collected, continue. Then we can set the pickup.collected equals true. And after that, we need to disable the further interaction prompt. So let's make a comment here and say disable further interaction prompt. Constant it equals world.getComponent with target and interactable. If it.enable equals false. And after this, we need to hide the mesh. So let's make a comment here, say hide mesh. And this is simple but reliable. Later we can destroy entity cleanly. So for this, we're going to say constant mesh equals world.getComponent with target and mesh. If mesh question mark dot mesh dot visible equals false. And after this, we need to publish the pickup event. Let's say publish pickup event world.events.emit event pickup. Picker is interactor. Item ID is pickup.item ID. Amount is pickup.amount. And source entity is target. Pickup system does not modify inventory. It only says player picked up this item. It also disabled the pickup entity, so it can't be collected twice. We are hiding the mesh instead of deleting the entities. Later, we can implement a clean destroy or despawn system. Next, we are going to create the inventory system. So let's create a new file, and we will call this file InventorySystem.js. This file will import system, inventory, event pickup, event inventory changed. Then we can go ahead and create the class by typing export class InventorySystem extends system. We'll have the update function. Inside the update function, we will say constant pickups equals world.events.consume and event pickup. If pickups.length is 0, return. Then we will say for constant event of pickups, constant inventory equals world.getComponent, event.picker, and inventory. If it's not inventory, continue. Constant before equals inventory.items, and in here we're going to say event.itemID or 0. Next, we're going to say constant after equals before plus event.amount, inventory.items, event item ID equals after. Then we can emit by saying world.events.emit event inventory changed. Entity is event.picker. Item ID is event.itemID. Before, after, amount is event.amount. The inventory system is the only system that mutates inventory. It consumes pickup events and updates item count. Then it emits inventory change, so UI can update without direct coupling. Next, we are going to add inventory UI. We are going to create a new system file, and we are going to call this file inventory UI system.js. This file will import system and inventory change. Then we can say export class inventory UI system extends system constructor super this dot underscore wired equals false, this dot underscore panel equals null, Then we will create the update function. And inside the update function, we can say if this is not wired, this dot underscore create world dot events dot subscribe event inventory change. And in here, we're going to say event. And right inside, we're going to say this dot underscore append line. And then in here, we can say plus event dot amount, event dot item ID, now event dot after. And after this, we're going to say this dot underscore wired equals true. And after the update function, we're going to create the create function. So underscore create. Inside here, we'll say let panel equals document dot get element by ID inventory log. If it's not panel, panel equals document create element. We'll create a div panel dot ID equals inventory log document dot body dot append child. We'll pass the panel. Then we can say this dot underscore panel equals panel. Next, we can create the append line function. So we'll say underscore append line. It will have the text. And in here, we can say constant line equals document dot create element. So I'll create a div line dot text content equals text. This dot underscore panel dot append child. We'll pass the line. Then we're gonna say while this dot underscore panel dot children dot length greater than, let's say, 6. This dot underscore panel dot remove child. This dot underscore panel dot first child. So we are pretty much keeping the last 6 line. So let's make a comment here to make it clear. Say keep last 6 lines. Now let's go to the style.css. In here, right at the bottom, we are going to add the inventory log. So let me add that. And these are the settings for inventory log. And let's save this file. So UI is just a listener. It doesn't query inventory directly yet. It listens to inventory change and prints a simple log. Later, we will build a real inventory panel that reads the inventory component state. Now we can go ahead and spawn a few pickups in our test level. So let's go to test level factory. First, let's import the PickupFactory. So we'll import the create pickup from PickupFactory. Then we can scroll down. So I created 3 pickups, and these are the settings I've set for the position and the item ID. So we have 2 coins, and this item ID I set the portion. And for this coin, I set the amount of 5. Now let's go ahead and save this file. Next, we are going to go to the main.js. So we need to import the new files. We will import PickupSystem, InventorySystem, and InventoryUI Then we can scroll down and we can put it somewhere around here. So we'll say world.addSystem, new PickupSystem, world.addSystem, new InventorySystem, world.addSystem, new InventoryUI And let's make some comment here. For this one, we're going to say consumes event underscore interact and then emits event underscore pickup. Then this one consumes event underscore pickup, then updates the inventory. And finally, this one listens to inventory changes. So the order is very intentional. Interaction emits interact, pickup consumes it, then inventory consumes pickup. That's a clean event chain and it stays deterministic. For quick tests, we can disable the checkpoint activate system and save the file. We can see the 3 pickups on the screen. So we can walk towards one of them. It will say press E to pick up. We can press E and we collected 1 portion. And the mesh disappears. Then we can walk towards the next one and press E. It's going to collect 1 coin. And then finally, we can go to the next one and press E. And it's going to collect plus 5 coin. And now the coin is 6. Currently, we can't use checkpoint activate system and pickup system at the same time. Because the way we set up, if the checkpoint activate system runs first, it grabs all interact events, checks them, and ignores non-checkpoints. And the queue is now empty by the time pickup system runs. The reason this is happening is because we have 2 systems consuming the same event queue. To fix this issue, For now, we are going to combine the checkpoint activate system and pickup system. Let's go ahead and create a new system file, and we will call this file interaction-resolve-system.js. I'm not going to rewrite all the code we wrote, so I'm just going to write it off screen. Okay, I have wrote the code for this file. So this file will import system, transform, spawn point, checkpoint, interactable, pickup, mesh, event interact, event checkpoint, and event pickup. Same as before, we create the class, and the name of the class is interaction resolve system. It will have update function, and inside the update function, we are going to pretty much do the same thing. So we'll get the events, then we'll have a for loop, and this is the for loop. Inside the for loop, we're going to have checkpoints. So we'll get the checkpoints and do all the calculations. So these are the settings for the checkpoints. And then after checkpoints, we're going to have the pickup. So if we scroll down, these are the settings for the pickup. And that's it for this file. Now let's go ahead and save this. Next, we are going to head over to main.js. Inside here, we can comment out the checkpoint activate system and pickup system. And right here, we can add world.addSystem, new interaction resolve system. And let's go ahead and save this. We can see the pickups. Let's go towards one of the pickups and press E to pick up. So we collected one portion and the mesh disappeared. And after that, let's go and pick up the next pickup item. We'll press E and we collected one coin. And finally, we can pick up the last pickup item. Press E and we collected 5 coin and the coin count is now 6. And we can go ahead and test the checkpoint as well. So we're going to walk towards the checkpoint. It will say press E to activate checkpoint. So we're going to press E. It activated the checkpoint. So we're going to go further away. And now we can reduce our health and trigger the respawn. The character will freeze. And then it will respawn on that checkpoint. We can go ahead and test the other checkpoint as well. Press E to activate checkpoint. And we'll reduce our health as well. And now it will spawn in that checkpoint. And that's it for episode 21. We now have a fully working pickup and inventory foundation, built on top of the same interaction system we introduced in the previous episode. When the player presses E, the interaction system emits a generic interact event. Then our interaction resolve system interprets what the player interacted with and emits more specific gameplay events, like pickups or checkpoint. The important part here is that systems don't directly call each other. Interaction doesn't know what a pickup is, and the inventory system doesn't know anything about input. They simply publish events and react to them. This kind of separation is exactly what allows the engine to scale cleanly as we add more gameplay features. In the next episode, we are going to build a proper inventory interface, an item definition system. Instead of pickups just being simple string like coin or potion, we will introduce item definitions that can store things like item names, stack sizes, icons, rarity, and gameplay effects. This will turn our simple inventory foundation into a system that can support real RPG mechanics. If you are enjoying building this ECS engine step by step, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm AgentRuss. See you next time.